Williams has said and has done some very questionable things throughout her career. But to say that her experiencing this is karma, I don't think we know what karma is.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What's going on, you all? Most of us have watched the Wendy Williams documentary that's on Lifetime. I think it's called Where is Wendy Williams? I have not watched all of it. It is very, very heavy, and I just have not been in the spirit to watch it. But I will be watching it sometime this week, because dementia is something I think about a lot. I think about, if I was in this situation, how would I know when I'm going? How would you know? How would I react? And what would happen? I'm very curious of that because I think it is in my family. So this is very heavy for me to watch. I don't have anyone that is very close to me going through what Wendy Williams is going through, but seeing Wendy Williams, someone who we've watched for years, she has been I'm not gonna say a role model to me, but how she talks about celebrity topics, how she is fast on her feet, how determined she is to do the things that she's done, like her blueprint, the things that she has set. People are like myself and others are following right now, like YouTubers and stuff, talking about pop culture, celebrity news, gossip. Like, we are following the blueprint of what Wendy Williams did, like, period. It's a legacy. The woman, say what you want about Wendy Williams, but one of the things I will always respect is that Wendy Williams did not want to be in the rooms with these celebrities. She did not. She said what she had to say, and that was that. Now, unfortunately, it is no shade. Too many folks who are covering these topics and talking about things want to be in the rooms with these celebrities, want to be connected to them, and we want them to be in the rooms with these celebrities because we've seen them grow, but it makes it hard for them to be critical of said celebrity or whoever, because they don't want to lose that access. They don't. And one of the things that Wendy Williams didn't care about it. And that's some of the things that I have made sure to stay away from, because I've seen it happen to other folks, you know, wanting to be in the rooms, wanting to be invited, the access and stuff, having you being inauthentic, and, you know, having you, you know, questioning what you can and cannot say because you don't want to be taken off the guest list. And I don't care about being in the guest list. So I respect Wendy Williams for that. I respect her. Like, she said some very stupid stuff, some very questionable things, but she's still a human being. And I just don't understand how folks are calling this karma. So Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, if I'm saying that correctly. Baby, those are some technical words, but she has been diagnosed with this, and I knew something was up with Wendy Williams years ago. She would, even before like the Statue of Liberty thing, when she fell out, I saw clips and saw, you know, times where she would forget things. She would forget words and she would have gaffes way more than she had in the past. Now, someone who covers and do stuff similar to Wendy Williams, there are some times where I'll pronounce a word wrong, or my speech and stuff is slurred a little bit. And that's because I have a speaking disability. Sometimes my words get jumbled up. I cannot pronounce certain things. And, you know, doing this, I know when I can't pronounce a word or it's going to come out messed up, and I just will find another word very quick in my head to replace it with before I even get to it. I know millennium used to be, it used to be the word I could not say. Millennium, I couldn't say that for the longest. My mother took time. She said, sound it out, sound it out. She would just like help me sound it out. I think I had teachers and stuff, you know, they helped me as well. I don't know if I ever shared that on this platform before, but yes. Like, sometimes I stutter, sometimes, you know, I get tongue twisted very easily. But that's why I don't really like speaking engagements too much, because I feel like I'm gonna mess up. But, you know, practicing doing this, I've gotten better, but it's still something that I'm dealing with. And watching Wendy Williams, I can tell that her mind wasn't as quick as it was. And there was something there. And I can't diagnose her. I'm not, you know, a professional at these things. I just knew something was off. I knew something was off. And I remember telling folks, something is not right. Like, Wendy, something is not right. Folks, oh, she might be relapsing. It's the alcohol. I was like, no, it's something else. It's not that. I don't want to put that on her, because Wendy Williams has talked about, her addiction issues. She's had, substance abuse issues and stuff, and her, these are her things. But I knew it was something else. So now in this documentary, we're starting to see what is going on with Wendy Williams now. And it's a lot, y'all. Even the clips, it's a lot. Like, a lot of people were very emotional watching this documentary this past weekend. And I'm glad I was not able to watch it. I'm glad that I was not. I've seen some stuff and the commentary and stuff that I'm seeing about Wendy Williams is getting her karma. We don't know what karma is, and I'm actually really ready to retire karma. I'm really ready to retire karma. I just don't believe it. At this point, karma has to be a tool of white supremacy, because it just doesn't make sense to me. If karma is a real thing, baby, let me tell you something, we'll be living in a completely different world. We will be living in a different type of world, because karma must be too busy. She must be working on stuff that happened in the 1800s. Maybe she backdated. Because the stuff the Europeans have done to everybody else and enslaving people, she must be busy. She must be still working. Because, time is, I feel like, me and my theory, I think time is constant. I think that future, present, past is all happening at one time. I feel like it's all happening at one time. I feel like it's forever. Like, it's just going. I also think that we're not intelligent enough to understand these things, which is why I don't think we're able to deconstruct or even talk about other things. But we ain't gonna talk about that. That's what Patreon is for. But yes, this is not karma, because there are other people who are diagnosed with things. There's other people who have this same disease that Wendy Williams has, and some of our parents have it. Some of our grandparents have it, and to our knowledge, they have not done the things that Wendy Williams has done. And I just don't think karma is the word I would use for this. It's just things happen. Things happen. Now, there have been, some conversations about, Wendy Williams, her drinking and stuff caused this, and, she just couldn't put the drinks down. I will say that I believe that alcohol doesn't help situations like this. There has been some studies, some research shown that, alcohol, what it does to our brain cells and other stuff, it makes it hard. It continues to drinking and stuff. But it obviously ain't enough, because y'all be getting drunk every weekend. Every weekend y'all getting drunk. Like, alcohol abuse is so normalized in the US that we have no issue. Oh, girl, I got my stuff last night. Oh, I got chick make drunk. Like, people just say that, like, girl, you said that the last 3 weekends. Like, every weekend you throwing up, every weekend you drunk. Every place we go to, alcohol is involved. I remember talking to a guy, and every time we would hang out, it was just alcohol. I was like, can we have a moment where we are getting to know each other without it being some type of drug? Like, alcoholics is like, oh my gosh, like, can I talk to you sober? I want to know what you are like sober. And I wasn't sure if I liked that person sober. And that's why I needed to see that, because I've already been through enough with someone who, abused alcohol. I just do not want that. I don't want it around me. I actually had a drink last week and woke up like 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning, was nauseous. I had 2 drinks. I went to this nice restaurant. My friend took me to in Midtown. Really nice. I had 2 drinks with whiskey in it. I felt so nauseous at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't been drinking like that. I probably have some wine occasionally, probably like a glass, and I don't really finish it. I had an apple cider, Angry Orchard. Y'all know I love me some Angry Orchard. But that's it. I'm not drinking any like alcohol. Like, I'm not heavy liquor. I have a whole bar cabinet full of liquor. Do not drink it. I just don't drink it like that. I'm just not interested in drinking it. Just not. And I like alcohol. It's just something that after I've been diagnosed with diverticulitis and the healing I have done, it's just something that I have kind of just distanced myself from, because I was drinking a lot in January when I was going through my depressive episode. And after I was diagnosed with diverticulitis, the whole stomach situation, I was just like, I do not want to drink anymore. And I had lost like 10, 12 pounds over that time of me being in the hospital. and my body's just not reacting to alcohol. It's just not reacting to food the same way. And I like how my stomach is, healthy gut. My stomach feels good. I haven't felt this good in forever, so I'm staying away from alcohol. But it's just so normalized that every time I take a break from drinking, I'm able to even zoom in and enhance and see how we abuse alcohol each and every day. Like, it just happens. Like, we just drink. It's just everything. Like, even watching Love is Blind, which I'm reviewing on Patreon for those who are interested in watching that. Like, alcohol everywhere, just alcohol. We're so normalized. We drink it so much, and we don't have an issue with it. And then people make fun. I remember seeing this video of this woman, she had a crack pipe and she was on the subway or something, on a train or something, and people were just upset. Like, how dare you smoke this around me? How dare you do this? And da-da-da-da. And this is, oh my gosh, people have way more energy towards this person than they have folks who have to vape every 5 minutes. Harsh chemicals being blown in the air, and it's electric, metal, strawberry. And folks think because it smells good that it's no issue. I don't want to smell to keep that cancer stuff away from me. But y'all smoking, y'all blowing the folks' nose all the time. Y'all show up smelling like tobacco and marijuana. Like, it's just, we do this thing where we put negative connotations on specific drugs, and all of them have side effects. People who have to have caffeine every day. People, all right, you have to have caffeine coffee every morning. That's a drug. Sugar, drug too. Like, all these other things, but people don't want to because it's so normalized, and it's like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. My only critique would be that everything needs to be done in moderation. Everything needs to be done in moderation. But it's how we engage in conversations about said drugs and stuff. So the same way we're accusing Wendy Williams of putting herself in this predicament, it's like we're not looking at what we're doing in our 20s and our 30s. We're doing the same thing. And I see it with my generation. I see how y'all drink. We drink a lot. Like, we drink a lot. Y'all, the vapes, girl, it's time to put the vapes down, sister. Like, y'all being around somebody who, like, every 5 minutes, like, girl, it's muscle memory for them at this point. Like, and there's no shame to it, because if you wouldn't be able to smoke a cigarette like that, like, I don't want to smell it, but y'all be in folks' house, and I have a whole air quality monitor in my house. When my friends be over here smoking, they vapes, it goes off immediately. All right, people in the back of the room, immediately. I open the window. Oh, it's cold in here, but then stop vaping. My house, starting today, is a no vape house. You will not be smoking no vape in here, period. And I might even cut down on the weed. I kind of like the smell sometimes, but it's just the vaping. Girl, these unregulated chemicals, I don't want them. Get them chemicals out of me. Curbing on curbing. I don't want them. But I just want us to have a little bit more grace in how we engage in conversations. Specifically when it comes to Wendy Williams, I just want us to have a little bit more grace when we talk about addiction and all these things, because we all have our addictions, and how we criminalize certain folks for having said addiction issues is something. I ain't got the word for it, but it's something. I just want us to be a little bit more understanding of that. But yeah, again, I just don't see what Wendy Williams is going through it as karma. I don't see it as karma at all. And the conversation of, like, folks trying to diagnose Wendy and saying that, she should be so nasty to her people and so nasty, so rude to folks, this and that. Like, I know somebody who has dementia and they ain't act like this. Just because she has dementia doesn't mean she has to act like this. And people came out and said, no, I had a grandfather and he was very, very nice. But once he started to go, he became very, very nasty, and he just wasn't his former self. And I think that even though this is a lot to consume with Wendy Williams watching this, I think it is making us understand how certain diseases and mental illnesses affect us and how it changes us, and how we need to open ourselves to be able to receive and have conversations about how we can show up for folks who are suffering with these type of issues and stuff. The same as depression. Like, people are not themselves. I know when I was going through my depressive episode last month, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was very standoffish. I just wasn't, ready to talk. I just wasn't feeling it. I was not energetic. I wasn't excited about doing things. I was just interested in making it towards the next day. That was just all I was interested in, the next day, the same day. Now I feel happy when I wake up. Now I feel relieved. Things are getting better. I feel more creative. I feel more passionate about, my stuff that I love to do. Not just content and stuff, because this is still work. This is still me participating in exploitation, capitalism, all the other stuff, so I can make some coin to pay these bills. But other things that I like to do, stuff around the house, like, decorating, girl, I hate to say it, but even getting plants and stuff, and setting up the, my rooftop deck, and like fun stuff, like going out with friends, getting back to that. I wasn't interested in doing it at first, but depression, that's something I deal with, changed me as a person, but I'm better out of it. And I don't recognize that Justin from December and January. And I can tell I'm in a better space. I appreciate some of you all who comment and say I can tell that you are doing way better, and I really appreciate that. I feel better. I feel amazing, to be honest. But yes, I just want us to be a little bit understanding when we talk about karma. We talk about what Wendy Williams is going through, because we have folks, some of us will experience this. Some of our loved ones, some of the people who we are in relationships with, partnerships with, may experience this. So we need to be very careful in how we engage in this conversation, because it can very well be us. It can be any of our loved ones. And we need to take this moment to, learn from this. I am a little bit uncomfortable with this, because it does give a little bit exploitative, but they gotta make money. But I will be watching this, and I probably will be doing a review on it on Patreon sometime this week or whatever, because baby, the couple $100,000 in Uber Eats and stuff, I got some questions. But that's all I got. Tell me what y'all thought about, if y'all have seen the episode, what you know, what you feel, all of that stuff. What do you feel about my conversation? And do you have any loved ones who are dealing with the same issue? Comment below. Talk to y'all later on tonight. Bye.